Okay, good morning. I think we are live early today. We are coming at you. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, there we go. Get the volume up here. Good morning. Welcome to for Breakfast. An early morning for us. Manna for Breakfast. Maybe not for you. You guys have a time change up north, so I'm not sure how this is going to affect you, what time it comes in. But this is a travel day for Renee and I. Will be going up to a conference in Denver, so we've got to get packing, and get out of here pretty soon. So thought we would just jump onto it now, and obviously you can find this throughout the day. We'll be on all of the major platforms, and as well as the podcast, the audio podcast. So let's get right at it because we got a lot to cover. There is a lot of verses today, actually. So this is a quote of the day from Henry Ford. Show me who makes a profit from war, and I'll show you how to stop the war. Yeah, I agree with that. The UFO lights over Phoenix. On this day in 1997, thousands of people witnessed lights over Arizona and Nevada in a space of about 300 miles. Many believe they were the UFOs. Well, they disproved this whole flare theory by the U.S. government. That was their cover story. And this was something that was overwhelmingly testified by everyone. The government tried to cover it, but it was real. And so it lends a lot of support to the fact there's something going on physically out there with some kind of crafts in the air. Now we just have to figure out how that relates biblically. Some very good theories on that. Happy to share with you all any of that theory since I tracked that and study into that at another time. U.S. Army kills 6,000 sheep with nerve gas, 1968. Oops, accidentally had a problem with some nerve gas in a canister while the jet was flying over, I think it's in Nevada, and it leaked out and killed over 6,000 sheep, and many people got some nerve damage, and it took 29 years for the military to finally admit, oh, yeah, it was us, sorry, we messed up. All right. The Confederacy authorizes the use of slaves in combat. On this day in 1865, the Confederate Congress authorized the combat roles for the for the slaves in the army. They had only been used for cooks and and servants and laborers and that kind of stuff in the army. But they were so short on soldiers that they needed more. They needed more soldiers. So Robert E. Lee requested the slaves, and with the condition they would be freed once they were done. But the rest of the Congress said, "No. What are we fighting for? We're fighting to protect our property, which was our slaves. We're fighting to keep slaves. Why could we let them go?" So, fortunately, the war ended about just a few weeks later, and there was no records of any blacks being accepted into the Confederate Army. And so there you go. Okay, that's about it on that. Let's get a couple of dad jokes, and then we are ready to start. Because, like I said, we got a lot to cover today, a lot of verses. So, it's easy to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods, but it's harder to deter gents. I asked my date to meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. I guess the two of us just aren't going to work out. Oh, sorry. Had the wrong volume knob up there. Well, we can now. You know what? I didn't get my little Telegram going. Sorry, Telegram group's gonna miss the jokes. Oh well. Sorry, Telegram. We are now on live. Welcome. If you guys are just jumping on Telegram, I forgot to hit the go live button again. I'm so bad on that. So we will get started. We are in Numbers 7 and Numbers 8 today. If you will find your place. And like I said, we are coming to you, at least from our perspective early. Might be just right for you guys. But we will get going and ask God to bless this day. Father, thank you for blessing this day and blessing us. We ask you continue to show us these truths in your word as we look into them in Jesus' name. Amen. Numbers 7. Now on the day that Moses had finished setting up the tabernacle, he anointed it and consecrated it with all its furnishings and the altar and all its utensils. He anointed them and consecrated them also. Then the leaders of Israel, the heads of their fathers' households, made an offering. There were the leaders of the tribes. They were the ones who were over the numbered men when they brought their offerings before the Lord. 6 covered carts and 12 oxen, a cart for every 2 of the leaders and an ox for each one. And they presented them before the tabernacle. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, accept these things from them, that they may be used in the service of the tent of meeting. And you shall give them to the Levites, to each man according to his service. So Moses took the carts and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. 2 carts and 4 oxen he gave to the sons of Gershom according to their service. 4 carts and 8 oxen he gave to the sons of Merari according to their service, under the direction of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. And he did not give any to the sons of Kohath, because theirs was the service of the holy objects which they carried on their shoulder. The leaders offered the dedication offering for the altar when it was anointed, so the leaders offered their offering before the altar. Then the Lord said to Moses, let them present their offering, 1 leader each day, for the dedication of the altar. Now, the one who presented his offering on the first day was Nahshon, the son of Abinadab, the tribe of Judah, and his offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl, 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan and 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1-year-old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the service of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1-year-old. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathanael, the son of Zaur, leader of Issachar, presented an offering. He presented as an offering 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. Then 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1-year-old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the service of the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1-year-old. This was the offering of Nathanael, the son of Zaur. On the third day it was Eliab, the son of Helon, leader of the sons of Zebulun. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1-year-old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering. For the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1-year-old. This was their offering, Eliab, the son of Helon. On the fourth day, it was Elizur, the son of Shedeur, leader of the sons of Reuben. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1-year-old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 male rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1-year-old. This was the offering of Elisur, the son of Shedeur. On the fifth day it was Shelumiel, son of Zurishadai, leader of the children of Simeon. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine mixed flour with oil for a grain offering, one gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, one bull, one ram, one male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and for the service of the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Shamuel and the sons of Zerishadai. On the 6th day, it was Elisaph, the son of Deuel, leader of the sons of Gad. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil, for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Elisaph, the son of Deuel. On the 7th day, this was Elishama, the sons of Aminahud, leader of the sons of Ephraim. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan, 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Elishama, the son of Aminahud. On the 8th day was Gamaliel, the son of Padasur, leader of the sons of Manasseh. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Gamaliel, the son of Padasur. On the 9th day it was Abidan, the son of Gideoni, leader of the sons of Benjamin. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine mixed flour with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Abidan, the son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, this was Azizir, son of Aminishadai, leader of the sons of Dan. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil, with a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Ahiezer, the son of Amishadai. On the 11th day, it was Pagiel, the son of Okran, leader of the sons of Asher. His offering was 1 silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1 year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1 year old. This was the offering of Pagiel, the son of Okran. On the 12th day, it was Ahira, the son of Inan, the leader of the sons of Naphtali. His offering was 1 silver dish whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, 1-year-old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs, 1-year-old. This was the offering of Hira, the son of Enan. This was the dedication offering for the altar of the leaders of Israel when it was anointed: 12 silver dishes, 12 silver bowls, 12 gold pans, each silver dish weighing 130 shekels, each of the bowl, and each bowl 70. All of the silver utensils was 2,400 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, and 12 gold pans full of incense weighing 10 shekels apiece, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. All of the gold of the pans, 120 shekels. All of the oxen of the burnt offering, 12 bulls. All of the rams, 12. The male lambs, 1-year-old. Of the grain offerings, 12. And their male goats for a sin offering, 12. All the oxen of the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 24 bulls. All the rams, 60. The male goats, 60. The male lambs, 1-year-old, 60. This was the dedication offering of the altar after it was atoned. And when Moses went into the tent of meeting to speak to him, he heard the voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of the testimony, from between the 2 cherubim. So he spoke to him. Well, we'll just stop there for a second and wonder and marvel at the detail here, because you could have just summed it up at the end there and just given us all that information without every single one of those tribes being listed and the repetition over and over. And you think about they have to beat all that papyrus and stuff down into paper and sew it together. It was rather expensive and time consuming and a lot of work to write all that down. So what does that tell us? God, the glory's in the details, I guess. God wanted us to know that he was looking, I assume each tribe was precious. Each tribe was different. Each tribe was being anointed. So they get their own little spot where we see what each tribe brought, even though they all brought the same thing. I find it amazing that when you're handwriting this kind of stuff, that Moses felt directed to write all that out, that much detail. This is atonement. This is atonement for each tribe. So at least that shows me that God does see in the whole scheme of things the individual. He does accept the atonement for down to the tribe, obviously down to the individual. But it's quite fascinating. But what's fascinating is after all this happens, they do it according to what God had shown them. Now God shows up over the mercy seat. Over the mercy seat. That's the amazing thing. It doesn't say he showed up over the law. He showed up over the tablets of stone given to direct man. It was over the mercy seat, which was always intended to be over the law. And that's where his dwelling would be. And God is accepting the atoning blood of the sacrifice for these people. Chapter 8 now. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you mount the lamps and the 7 lamps, when you mount the lamps and the 7 lamps will light in front of the lampstand." Let's try that one more time, guys. I'm sorry. Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you mount the lamps, the 7 lamps will give light in the front of the lampstand. Aaron therefore did so, and he mounted the lamps at the front of the lampstand, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Now this was the workmanship of the lampstand, hammered work of gold. From its base to its flowers, it was hammered work according to the pattern for which the Lord had shown Moses. So he made the lampstand. Verse 5, again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the Levites from among the sons of Israel and cleanse them. Thus you shall do to them for their cleansing. Sprinkle purifying water on them, and let them use a razor over their whole body and wash their clothes, and they will be clean. and let them take a bull with a grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, for a second bull, and you shall take for a sin offering. You shall present the Levites before the tent of meeting. You shall also assemble the whole congregation of the sons of Israel, and present the Levites before the Lord. And the sons of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites. Aaron then shall present the Levites before the Lord as a wave offering from the sons of Israel, that they may qualify to perform the service of the Lord. Now the Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the bulls, then offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering to the Lord, to make atonement for the Levites. You shall have the Levites stand before Aaron, before his sons, so as to present them as a wave offering before the Lord. Thus you shall separate the Levites from among the sons of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. Then after that the Levites may go in to serve in the tent of meeting, but you shall cleanse them and present them as a wave offering. For they are wholly given to me from among the sons of Israel. I have taken them for myself instead of every first issue of the womb, the firstborn of all the sons of Israel. For every firstborn among the sons of Israel is mine, among the men among the animals. On the day that I struck down the firstborn of the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. But I have taken the Levites instead of every firstborn among the sons of Israel. I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the sons of Israel, to perform the service of the sons of Israel at the tent of meeting, and to make atonement on behalf of the sons of Israel, so that there will be no plague among the sons of Israel by their coming near to the sanctuary. Thus did Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the sons of Israel to the Levites, according to all that the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So the sons of Israel did to them. The Levites too purified themselves from sin, washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them as a wave offering before the Lord. Aaron also made atonement for them to cleanse them. Then after that, the Levites went in to perform the service in the tent of meeting before Aaron and before his sons, just as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So he did to them. Verse 23, now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, this is what applies to the Levites. From 25 years old and upward, they shall enter to perform the service of the work of the tent of meeting, but at the age of 50 years old, they shall retire from service in the work and not work anymore. They may, however, assist their brothers in the tent of meeting and keep an obligation, but they themselves shall do no work. Thus you shall deal with the Levites concerning to their obligation. So I'd be out of a job if I was a Levite right now. But God did care, I think, about the people that he was using in a mighty way in ministry. And imagine what kind of work, tiring work that would be, sacrificing animals all day. It was not an easy thing they had to do, and all the wood and the water and everything. And they get to go into retirement and rest after they were 50. And they still got their pension, right? They had been given land, they've been given fields, they've been given a lot of different things by the Lord. Of course, later when they get into the promised land, the sanctuary cities and different things. So it's not a bad deal. The whole thing of the Levites is quite amazing. They were the ones faithful to Moses when he came down from Mount Sinai. They were from his tribe, but they remained faithful when everybody else was falling into idolatry and immorality. They said, not us. We are going to believe by faith that Moses is still up on the mountain. God is still speaking to him. We're going to wait on the Lord. We're not getting involved in all this stuff. So when Moses came down, obviously he knew they weren't a part of it. So then he uses them then to bring the judgment of God upon the rest. Then from then on he says, I'm going to use you. Now here's the interesting thing about all this. He uses the whole tribe to replace those that were the firstborn. The firstborn were the Lord's because of Passover, because God says, the angel's going to kill all the firstborn unless you got the blood over your door. You've applied the blood of the lamb, then the death angel won't get you, won't take you. And this is, of course, where we get the concept of our applying the blood of Jesus over the doorposts of our hearts so that we are not taken and separated from God and suffer the death unto separation of God, which the Bible calls the second death. So instead of that, it would be complicated to take every firstborn and what have you. God says, I'm just going to use the tribe of Levi because of their faithfulness to me. And so they themselves become a tribe of redemption for the nation of Israel. Mark 13 now. 13, we're jumping in the middle of the chapter, verse 21 through 37, the end of the chapter. And then if anyone says to you, behold, here is the Christ, or behold, he is there, do not believe him, for false Christs and false prophets will arise and will show signs and wonders in order to lead astray, if possible, the elect. But take heed, behold, I have told you everything in advance. But in those days, after the tribulation, the sun will be dark, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from heaven, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in glory with great power and glory. And then he will send forth the angels and will gather together his elect from the four winds and from the farthest end of the earth to the farthest end of heaven. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When its branches has already become tender and puts forth its leaves, you know that summer is near. Even so, you too, when you see these things happening, recognize that he is near, right at the door. Truly, I say to you, this generation will not pass away until these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But of the day or the hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven or the Son, or but the Father alone. Take heed, keep on alert, for you do not know when the appointed time will come. It is like a man away on a journey who, upon leaving his house and putting his slaves in charge, assigning each one to a task, he also commanded the doorkeeper to stay on alert. Therefore, be on alert, for you do not know when the master of the house is coming, whether in the evening or at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning, in case he should come suddenly and find you asleep. What I say to you, I say to be on alert. What I say to you, I say to all. Be on alert. And that is a good admonition from the Lord. And we're covering this right now in the book of Revelation, and you need to jump in with us on Sunday if you're not listening to it. Everything has been prophesied. Jesus says, I'm telling you everything. And what's so interesting, he says, when you see these things, like a fig tree, when it's starting to bring forth its fruit, and it says, this generation will not pass away till we see all these things happening. What does that mean? It's because people take that a couple different ways, but it seems a big way to indicate that when you see the fig tree start beginning to blossom, as in Israel has been equated to the fig tree. When you see Israel established and starting to blossom and established and like it is today, now 70 years later after its birth again, it says this generation will not pass away till they see all these things, the sun and the moon darken, all of these things happening. That tells prophecy watchers, that tells people like you and me and that study the Bible, wow, we're very, very close, very, very close. And we need to do what? Be on alert. That means there's really no time to kind of go off and fall asleep and go off into little sin land and go, I'm going to take a spiritual vacation. I'll get serious about my walk later. Right now, I have my pet little sin I want to kind of spend some time with and develop. Don't do it, because you do not know the day or the hour when he's going to show up. I do know the hour. I do know the hour Jesus is going to come. It's going to be at 3 o'clock. How do I know that? Because it'll be 3 o'clock somewhere in the world. I just don't know where. I heard Chuck Missler say that years